These are 14 habits which seriously hurt your dog, and you may be doing a few of these on a daily basis without even realizing it. One of the most common things people do that makes your dog upset is having an inconsistent routine. Just like you, your dogs need some sense of stability in their life. All dogs have an internal clock and have a set routine where they eat, go on walks, and sleep at specific times makes their world a lot more predictable and boosts confidence. Though, make sure that this routine is flexible and allows time for the little things like going to the park or trying out new things. We will talk more about the right and wrong ways to have a routine later. But first, let's go over a behavior that means love to us, but a dog absolutely hates: hugging. When we see photos of people hugging their dogs, it seems so cute and wholesome. But in reality, not all dogs enjoy hugging. While there are definitely some dogs that do like getting hugs, a lot of dogs take it as a sign of danger. Keep in mind that just because your dog doesn't bark or get upset when you hug them doesn't mean that they like it. It still hurts them emotionally when you keep doing it over and over again. Luckily, this is typically done with good intentions. However, the next thing is unacceptable: leaving your dog alone for long periods of time. Look, I get it. Everyone has their own life. And so it's just impossible for you to be with your dog 24 hours a day. But dogs are social creatures too, and they crave companionship. Many dogs have separation anxiety, so they would feel very hurt if you left them alone for a lot of time. If your dog feels that way, then maybe consider getting another dog to keep them company, or try to find a way you both enjoy to spend some more time together. But while spending more time with your pup is important, one thing that is absolutely crucial you never accidentally do is ignore their feelings. Don't take my word for it though. According to Franklin D. McMillan, the director of well-being studies at the Best Friends Animal Society, failing to understand your dog's feelings is one of the leading causes of mistreatment. Dogs show a lot more facial expressions than humans, and it's very important that you keep an eye on them to make sure that they're not feeling sad or even worse, depressed. This next thing that hurts your dog can be very emotionally damaging. But first, please consider subscribing to our channel for more educational dog videos like this one. Anyways, without beating around the bush, one thing that really messes with your dog's emotions, which you should never do, is when you tease or provoke them. Whenever you get teased, how do you feel? Not very good, right? Well, dogs are no different. And it goes without saying that one of the easiest ways to harm your dog is to provoke them. Not only does it hurt them emotionally, but they will also feel betrayed. A common example of this is when you pull on their hair, ears, or tail, as it causes them a lot of both emotional and physical pain. But while this makes your dog feel uncomfortable, this next thing you should never do is something that hurts them both physically and emotionally: making loud noises. Keep in mind that dogs have more sensitive ears than us humans. This means that they can not only listen to more sounds than us, but these sounds are also a lot more intense. Imagine the pain you feel when there is construction work going on, and multiply that by 10. For your dog, that construction work sounds more like 100 jet planes taking off all at once. Doesn't sound too nice, and this is why you need to try to avoid loud noises while your pup is around. Luckily, this is something that is not typically done on purpose. However, this next thing you may be doing can be directly hurting your pup. making them wear clothes. Unless you have been dressing your dog since they were a puppy, there's a good chance that they hate wearing clothes. A lot of dogs may tolerate dressing up, but very few dogs actually enjoy it. If you don't believe me, just take a look at this recent survey, which shows that more than 30% of dog experts are concerned about the pain dogs feel when wearing restrictive clothing. Sadly, costumes are not the only thing that seriously harms your dog. But before we discuss that, one of the key things dog owners forget that negatively affects all canines is not giving dogs enough mental exercise. Most people think that the best way to make their dog behave is by only giving them physical exercises. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. This is also the reason dogs have what we call the zoomies. So, what can you do about it? Well, if you want to give your dog more mental exercise, then toys are one of the best ways to do it. Especially toys like the Kong Frisbee, which is great to also have a great time with them. You can check out some of my personal dog toy recommendations in the description. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing dogs hate, which a disturbing amount of people do. Rushing walks. For dogs, going outside is much more important than just exercise. It gives them an opportunity to explore the world. Stopping and sniffing things is their way of interacting with the environment. So rushing them through a walk and not giving them proper time to explore will only make them feel frustrated and anxious. Studies even show that dogs who are encouraged to explore often are happier and more fulfilled in the long run. Luckily, this is easily fixable and isn't too serious. But sadly, this next thing is one of the worst things you can do to your pup. Not giving them enough attention. Dogs love you more than anything, so the least we can do is give them the attention they deserve. Their bond with you is not just for food, water, and shelter, but they also want emotional companionship and want you to bond with them. Some studies have even found that not giving dogs enough attention can cause your dog to engage in many harmful activities like eating too much or losing all their energy. Even worse, your dog can feel depressed and even throw their life away. Obviously, no dog owner ever wants their dog to feel like this. And that's why it's important to be aware of this next thing too. Dogs hate being touched in the face. Many people love kissing dogs on their snouts and pet them often, but more often than not, the body contact can just confuse your dog and make them feel threatened or even attacked. The worst thing you can do to your dog is grab their face. According to April Oshavsky, a certified trainer, even the most playful of dogs will often lean away from a person coming towards their face. Imagine someone was constantly touching your face all the time. You have a right to personal space, and so does your pup. Another thing that experts have pointed out is just how harmful strong fragrances can be for dogs. Dogs explore the world through their sense of smell. It allows them to figure out what is home and provides them with a lot of comfort. Normally, dogs are okay with taking in a variety of scents, but spraying them with any substance, wearing strong perfume, or putting up strong air fresheners can completely disorient them and even dull their ability to smell properly in the future. Avoid this at all costs, and instead use natural air fresheners like plants or candles. But it's not just strong fragrances that harm your pup, because these last two things are the biggest mistakes people make. Starting with this common lie people believe, which really frustrates your dog. Assuming that a wagging tail means a happy dog. It is widely believed that if a dog is wagging his tail, then that means they're happy. But in reality, dogs move their tail for many different reasons, like how it can signify nervousness and submission. On the other hand, it can also mean they are aggressive or angry. Choosing to ignore all these signs is a surefire way to not understand how they are feeling, and will make your dog very frustrated with you. Ultimately, though, the worst way you can hurt your dog is by being sad yourself. The bond you share with your dog is very deep and emotional, which means that they notice when you're sad or upset about something. Research shows that if you're going through a period of depression or stress, then it is bound to affect your dog. Unfortunately, this is because dogs feel like it is their fault you were sad, which really hurts them. Many dogs might even become ill just because their favorite human is upset. So, whenever you're in a slump, just go do something fun with your dog, as it will not just cheer you up, but will make them happy too. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something new, you can check out this video, in which I go over 50 dog facts that you need to know about. See you there!